Greetings, Culturians, and welcome back to the channel. Boy, do we have something interesting. You see, Nintendo's been doing really well up until recently, at least with the price of the Switch and the price of the games for the Switch, which are ridiculous. But I thought that in the media side of things, everything was going to be fine. Boy, was I wrong. I was expecting something great, something amazing with the new trailer and the reveal of Yoshi in the upcoming film. That's right, because we're getting Super Mario Galaxy movie. The initial trailer really wasn't great, and I didn't really feel anything. Well, this one, I actually feel less. It might be worse, and we got to talk about it. So, here we go. Now, before we get started, just a quick reminder, double check you're still subscribed by hitting the subscribe button down below if it's red. And then hit the little bell icon and turn on all the notifications. That really does help. And if you hit the thumbs up button right now, you won't forget to, which is all great for me. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now, let's take a look at the story from That Park Place, put together by Marvin Montanaro over at that great website you should be, bookmarked to. Regardless, Nintendo drops new Super Mario Galaxy movie trailer featuring Yoshi, Berto, Baby Mario, and Baby Luigi. All true. But it also was empty. I didn't have the same feeling. I wasn't as engaged. The voice acting may not have been as strong. And those are just my initial impressions. Let's take a look at what Marvin thinks. Nintendo offered a closer look at the upcoming Super Mario Galaxy movie featuring the debut of Yoshi during the latest Nintendo Direct presentation, unveiling a new trailer that expands the film's setting, cast, and visual direction. Introduced by Mario creator Shigeru Miyamoto, the footage confirms that the sequel will pull from multiple areas of the Mario franchise rather than focusing on an individual game or storyline, and hence the reason I think that we're going to galaxies. Now, when you look at a lot of the images that are going to be going across your screen here while we talk, I'm going to say that it feels lifeless. I'm not going to say that overall the film is lifeless. I haven't seen the film, neither of you. But what I did see from the first look at Yoshi wasn't super impressive. I needed to see much, much more. Now, the trailer itself provides new insight into how Nintendo intends to broaden its cinematic universe following the massive success of the first film, with over, again, $1 billion in the box office, running afoul of what people expected and their low expectations for this coming out of Illumination Studios in partnership with Nintendo. Sand Kingdom setting establishes a broader world building for sure from Super Mario Odyssey, which is one of the games that I absolutely loved. The environment features sweeping sand dunes, ancient ruins, and now iconic inverted pyramid that dominates the new landscape. And of course, this is reminiscent to me of the film Dune, or at least it, kind of shows its hand in some way, or Stargate or something similar. I like the goggles, I like the motorbikes, and I like what you can do with them as a creator, but at the same time, I didn't feel anything. I'm starting to get worried because animated movies are supposed to make you feel more. I'm not feeling more. I'm feeling less. As the brothers approach the structure, the trailer shifts into a slower exploration-focused sequence, similar to what the games do. Inside that pyramid, Mario and Luigi navigate dark passageways using fire flowers and illuminate their surrounding as they descend further underground. Emphasis is on atmosphere and scale, suggesting the film is placing a greater importance on world building. But it's an empty world. At least a lot of that scene and the scenes around it felt very empty. Not to mention the fact that there were moments where Princess Peach showed up that I was like, I'm not really liking that character anymore, which surprised me. One of the trailer's central moments occurs when Mario and Luigi encounter a blocked warp pipe buried beneath debris. After cleaning the obstruction there, Yoshi emerges from the pipe, officially confirming his role in the sequel. And again, I think that was probably the best part of this trailer. And the only really decent reason to maybe watch the film. I'm starting to get really worried. How about you? If you have early thoughts, let me know in the comments section below. But there are additional characters and callbacks in this franchise that we're going to be thrown into the midst of. All of it could be very good. The problem is I didn't feel anything. I know I've said that a lot, but it's the truth. I mean, the trailer introduces lots of elements from various elements of the franchise, lots of, scenes and worlds and abilities that we haven't seen in a while. Berto, the pink egg spitting dinosaur, appears for the first time. That was pretty neat, signaling that Nintendo's willing to incorporate some of the like less dominant characters alongside the main cast that's going to drive this series and franchise forward. It was an interesting couple of moments when Berto was firing these eggs at Princess Peach. And again, Peach doesn't seem very princess like in this. And that's not just my observation from the aggressive use of her umbrella in this particular scene. It just feels like they're headed the wrong direction with that character. Could just be my perception, but I'm curious what you guys think. Now, Yoshi debuted in Super Mario World in 1990 and quickly became one of Nintendo's most recognizable characters, known for his distinctive abilities and friendly demeanor. Yoshi has frequently served as both companion and transportation for Mario throughout the years. And I've got to tell you, it's always been kind of fun. I always wondered what they had planned for him in this particular series. And what the trailer suggests about the sequel's direction is that Yoshi, Berto, Baby Mario, and Luigi, all featured in the new trailer, are giving you the broadest possible continuation of, well, what this world represents by combining the locations we've seen so far, the characters and the power-ups from multiple Mario titles, which I always thought was fun to build in new game mechanics and new ideas. The film appears designed to function as a wider exploration of Nintendo's flagship franchise, which will also encourage people to go and spend their extra bucks at, let's say, something like Universal Epic or someplace like that, because Super Mario World at Epic Universe is really cool, and a lot of people are really going to enjoy their time there. And because of the grand scope of all of this, at least according to Marvin, it indicates that they're going to try to maintain all those familiar elements that we kind of were expecting, but we're going to be able to go off in maybe some other directions more individually with each of the characters, which I think, because of Nintendo's long history with this particular franchise, has decades worth of films in front of us if they do it right and if it doesn't feel hollow, which was my biggest concern anyway. So those are my thoughts. What are yours? Do you think that the Super Mario Galaxy movie is going to be something that adds to the lore? It's going to be worth any kind of hype or excitement that people try to throw at it? Or do you think it felt a little hollow to you too? Do you agree with me that perhaps this didn't land the same way as the last film, and perhaps you feel like they're going in the wrong direction? Also, are you intrigued by the new Bowser elements that are going to be in this specific film? Or do you think that they should have spun off in a different direction as far as the set of bad guys in the movie? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. And as always, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see ya. Probably at Super Mario Galaxy.